On Capitol Hill, some lawmakers proposing bills that would either limit or all-out ban members of Congress from trading stocks. And this comes after a handful made a fortune buying and selling shares of pandemic-related goods after getting information before the public. Correspondent Joe Khalil live for us in Washington. And Joe, right now, this practice is totally legal.
Yeah, it is right now, Natasha. And I want to start with the fact that we actually broke the news that just next week, one of the members of Congress trying to ban this is going to be making a major push to have a public hearing on this issue so the public can really see what is going on here. And at the heart of it, it's this. Lawmakers get classified briefings, classified information all the time. The rest of us do not get. And that information impacts the market. It gives them a huge advantage when they trade and buy and sell stocks. And the rest of us are simply not privy to what they have. And some say it's just not fair.
Now retired Senator Jim Inhofe sold about $750,000 worth of stocks. Then Senator Richard Burr sold more than $1.6 million worth. And Senator Dianne Feinstein unloaded as much as $6.4 million, all within one 2-week span. Coincidence? You be the judge. It came just days before the pandemic would tank the economy and crush the markets. But after, all of these senators got classified briefings about what was coming. Former Senator Kelly Loeffler, who not only dumped millions in stock during that same 2-week period, she and her husband then bought nearly $250,000 of stock in Citrix, a company that makes remote work-from-home software.
And so one day, Chip Roy and I were talking. We were talking on the House floor. We were both expressing our disgust. And we said, you know, this ought to not be legal. This ought to be illegal.
Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger, a Virginia Democrat, and Chip Roy, a Texas Republican, want to ban members of Congress from buying and selling stock altogether. They say lawmakers consistently get market-moving information before everyone else and can cash in like they did during the pandemic.
Ultimately, members of Congress bought stocks in Clorox and in Zoom and in various different pharmaceutical companies.
On the other side of the Capitol, Senator Josh Hawley says it's basically a legal version of insider trading.
The truth is that a lot of the information that members of Congress get isn't technically insider information, but yet it's still really beneficial if you want to try and make a buck on the stock market.
Spanberger and Hawley's bills ban members' spouses and dependent children as well from investing. For reasons like this, in March of 2020, the wife of former Congressman Alan Lowenthal sold all her Boeing shares just one day before the House committee he sits on disclosed damaging information on the Boeing's 737 jets.
Natasha, you smartly pointed out a lot of this is legal. The FBI looked into the senators that we mentioned in our piece. Ultimately, the Department of Justice decided they were not going to charge or indict any of them. And we know that 78 members of Congress in the last congressional session violated what's known as the Stock Act by not disclosing trades that they had made. But the punishment for that is often nothing. And sometimes it's just a slap on the wrist, like a $200 fine. So very rarely does anybody get held accountable for this behavior either.
Yeah, really interesting, and appreciate you tracking this for us exclusively. Joe Khalil live for us in Washington. Thank you so much tonight. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.